What is up, everybody? Playoff season back in full effect. We have a great matchup for you guys today. The Rocket League team earlier, we should mention, they did win their conference final in the NACE Starleague. The Overwatch team now trying to follow in their footsteps. We have Jobin and Matthias back on the desk today, back to bring you guys the action. How are we feeling about today?
I'm feeling great, honestly. Right now it's a great time to be a fan of Overwatch. We got the Pro-Am starting up, and we're getting into the finals here for our collegiate leagues. So it's an exciting time. We're about to see some great games, I'm hoping.
Yeah, the only thing is we haven't really seen any big meta shifts or massive updates, right? The last little while for Overwatch?
Yeah, it's been a long time since we got that big patch because they want to coordinate their big patches with the start of season and stuff, right? And right now we're kind of mid-season, and so we've only been getting these kind of little number tweaks here and there. But it's not really a huge issue because the game is actually in a pretty good state, and especially like we've seen in the Pro-Am recently, there is a lot of different variety when it comes to compositions. Like we've seen, even within certain types of compositions, like with rush comps, we've seen Ramatra rush comps, we've seen Reinhardt rush comps, we've seen people running May Cassidy, people running Hanzo with the rush. There's a lot of opportunity for teams to really use their own identities here. And for teams like Saints and of course our opponents today, University of Wisconsin, I think that's going to really benefit them. Yeah,
that's the one fun thing, I guess. Yeah, that's true. Usually the games you're looking for the constant meta shift, the updates, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The game in a pretty good state right now. Right now for University of Wisconsin Stout, they're going to find that first blood. They actually find these first couple picks, so Red X and Emerin going down nice and early. Not the usual start we see from the Saints over on this map, but right now Wisconsin, they're controlling the pace. Looks like they have control of those spawns too.
Yeah, Wisconsin right off the bat, they're taking advantage of that, that kind of stable meta that we were talking about, and they come out using a Pharah and Ball comp, which has really high pick potential. You have a lot of high burst damage, and they make great use of that to quickly pick off Emerin and Red X right off the bat. You find those slightly less mobile targets and just really go to town on them. And right away, we see Squeak making a swap onto the ball now off that Doomfist. He's going to be trying to mirror, and we'll see if they can manage to come out on top here. Prime putting a little bit of pressure on the Pharah, and right now the Pharah goes down. That's going to be Saints opening.
I would say Squeak has been playing a ton of the ball recently. We are going to see a couple kills back the other way, though. Looks like Dragman did find a double kill on that ball himself. The Saints did flip that point back, now trying to run him off site. They did gain control of the point for the time being. Red X and Arjunk still on respawn, though. A lot of damage going in from Squeak here. Only down to about 280 HP. There's the cleanse Squeak, making sure it doesn't end up off the map there. The Saints right now, beautiful job to zone off the Tracer. Mr. Rickles, though, gonna hit that recall back onto site. Lots of damage over onto Squeak. Is going to escape, though. Saints just barely clinging to the point, and Wisconsin just a mere pixel off retaking.
Yeah, that was actually a beautiful job there by Dregman, taking out both supports. That allowed Wisconsin to get the stability they needed to kind of get this point back. But Saints, not to be outdone, they're really trying to keep this fight going. Oh, but Sockbeat goes in the back line.
The 5 extra bullets or whatever the patch was gonna come in handy there. Arjunk definitely not gonna be loving that play. Squeak, though, gonna rain down from the heavens, takes down Rickle. Now Crime trying to get some damage on the back line. There's the pulse bomb. Not gonna find anything as far as kills. Red X is gonna find one. There's a Kitsune rush, though. Crime gonna try to recall out of dodge there. Wisconsin still holding control at this point right now. Squeak doing his best to try to get this pressure on, but Wisconsin right now not bending.
Yeah, Wisconsin is doing a great job of just equalizing and finding picks, and this is such a scrappy fight that no team is really coming out on top, but that benefits Wisconsin because they have that point control. The longer this fight goes, the more that percentage is ticking up for them, and the closer they get to winning. Now we have tac fires coming out from both sides. Flak actually to swap off the Pharah. Oh, he finds a pick, but it immediately gets traded out, and this is what we're talking about, right? Picks are just going back and forth. No team really able to find the strict advantage, but Arjun is able to take out Rickles. This might be Saints' chance to take control back on this point.
Yeah, Arjun did bust that nano out. It seems like it worked to effectiveness, though. Squeak is going to have those landmines in just a moment. Red X now has that Kitsune rush going their way. So this game still in a decent state for the Saints, all things considered. Squeak doing his best to get this chip damage down, trying to get this Mercy back into spawn here, trying to get those spawns set up as best as possible. But he's got to be careful because that HP is getting real low. He is going to pop that armor. There's the Kitsune. Now they're going to try to turn this fight on its head. Squeak's going to go right for the spawn there. At very least, if he can't find the kill, put this pressure on. He is getting right in that back line, causing an absolute stir. And right now, Wisconsin, they are stuck on that back foot. The Saints have full control, all thanks to Squeak.
Yeah, really nice job there from Saints. They finally are able to, really take control. They put their foot down, and they started,
one ulti,
pushing Wisconsin back.
Only Kitsune and Squeak.
Yeah, really nice job there. Really good discipline. Arjun is going to be coming up on that nano here as well, so we'll see if he can use it. Crime tosses out the pulse bomb. Isn't going to quite find anything, but right now, Saints, they're in a good position in order to start engaging on these dives. And, ooh, Rickles actually just got deleted there.
Yeah, Tracer v Tracer.
Yeah. Now we see Dregman is going to put down a Minds of his own, but yeah, Wisconsin, they've already been split up. Finding that first pick, that really just kind of sealed this fight right off the bat. And, Wisconsin, anything they keep putting in this fight is just kind of going to be a waste of resources. They need to regroup, stabilize, and see if they can get one more fight as we get to 90% here.
Yeah, the Kitsune Rush is the ultimate push item, so if they're ever going to try to make that play happen, it's got to be now. That is a 1-for-1, though. The Saints, Emmerich does pop that tack visor, at least try to keep these members at bay. 95% and counting. Arjunk's got the nano. He's going to nano up Emmerich. Emmerich still waiting underneath to try to find this damage. It's going to be the ball stall, though. The Kitsune now coming up for Wisconsin, trying everything they can. Red X, though, going to take down Rukio. Dragman going to find a kill on Arjunk. Wisconsin doing a pretty good job to keep this game alive for the moment, but Squeak doing his best to displace all these members. There's the Arbor buff, going to find a lot of damage. The mines do take down Rickles. Wisconsin trying their damnedest to get on this site, but Squeak just trying to shut that door one more time. Looks like it's one member left standing, and the Saints should be taking this point if they can take down the soldier, and they're going to do just that.
That was some really nice discipline there with the minefield from Squeak. He held it until pretty much the very last moment, and then putting it on the point there just completely denied anything that Wisconsin wanted to do. You know, they wanted to push on, take a dive, see if they could isolate a target, but with those mines there, you got to be careful walking on the point, right? Like we saw Rickles tried to push, and he immediately found himself getting blown sky high, right? So some really nice stuff there from St. Clair. It was really messy for the first bit, you know, lots of back and forth, but I think both teams are kind of starting to fit into their stride, so we'll see if they can coordinate on these dives a bit more, and we'll see if this next round goes a little bit cleaner.
Yeah, so that first round was a roller coaster to say the least. It was very, very back and forth. Honestly, though, credit to Squeak. It was basically a 1v5 on the ball to basically hold the spawn all by himself. Bought the Saints just enough time to take that site control like they want to. Gonna see that Symmetra teleport like they usually do. Try to take this early objective point. They're gonna get right on site. Now they're gonna try to have Wisconsin play into their hand. Red X is gonna find the poop. Sockby ends up off the map as well, so 2 members down for Wisconsin right away. And the Saints love getting these early picks. This is where they thrive. Once they find this first wave of kills, they're gonna lock down this site, and Wisconsin's going to have an uphill battle to fight.
Yeah, not sure what happened there for the side of Wisconsin. Like, you losing your Lucio,
I've seen so many Lucios fall off on this map this year. It's been, like, insane. I don't know for what reason or another, but I don't know what it is, man.
Yeah, maybe, you know, just not quite practicing enough on those rollouts, or who knows. But either way, we're going to see pretty much a complete swap coming in here from Wisconsin. They're going to be on a break comp. They're going to be really focused on denying that dive from Saints and using the Echo to really pressure back that Winston with those stick mines. But unfortunately, it's not really going to make a difference because Emran is there in the backline doing such a great job of pressuring and using his hacks to take these targets low. And the rest of Saints is right there to follow up. That's a beautiful fight engaged there from the Saints.
Emran just fired off about 180 uncontested shots there. There's what they do.
He's going for it again.
Gonna get the hack, finds the kill as well. A little bit of help from Squeak. Emran, we've seen too many of these Saints sitting in this exact corner over the semester. He's gonna hit that translocator, get to safety, stack up those health packs back up for the time being. Does have that EMP ready if he decides.
But look at this, Job. In Wisconsin, they seem a bit lost. They've swapped their comp yet again.
Oh my
goodness.
And
an EMP is going to come out. The cleanse is there, but is it going to be enough? Saints are doing a great job pushing forward. Crime a little low. Ooh. Both recalls forced out. This is turning into a scrappy fight here.
Yeah, it's a very, very scrappy fight. Arjunk is going to finally find that first blood, so that Winston going to be down. The Saints are on the back foot now. Arjunk dangerously low, but Crime picks up two solo kills to boot as well. Both supports going down, so even though the Saints do end up getting picked off there, they immediately get those kills back, and they get kills on vital members of this comp as well. And if you're Wisconsin, this is what you get for comp swapping 2 or 3 times. You could have already had a wave of ultimates, but you've been so indecisive, you haven't really built up to anything substantial yet.
Yeah, and right now Wisconsin, they're still kind of trickling out, trying to turn this. Flack is going to have an EMP here of his own, so we'll see if he can find the... Oh, Squeak going down without even needing to use the EMP. That's a really good start for them. So Wisconsin, they can push forward here and get a good engage with that EMP. This could be a huge moment.
Oh, he popped it too!
It's a good EMP. It caught 3, but Red X is there with the beat to counter back. Right now, Saints is going to try and stabilize, and, you know, they're all pretty healthy. It looks like they might be able to do it if Wisconsin doesn't find some picks here fast.
Squeak does have the Primal Rage in the back pocket too, so they're going to be more than okay to keep taking this fight. Red X, though, is going to be that first chip to fall here. Rickle's going to get tagged down to about half HP. Squeak trying to go monk versus monk here. He's going to finally pop the Primal. There's the Kitsune Rush as well, trying to go back the other way for Wisconsin. Dragman does have his Primal in the back pocket too. Crime gonna fall off here. Squeak getting tagged down vigorously here. Gets hacked and dropped. 99%, but Wisconsin finally holds their ground and keeps this game alive.
And that fight just demonstrates the power of the first pick, right? Like, even though Saints did a great job of kind of doing their best to trade it out, you know, with Squeak going down early and that EMP coming out shortly after, it really gave Wisconsin the resources they need to push through, keep their ground, and come up with a win. But Emran is close to an EMP. He had a great one before. Ooh, gets a hack on Rickles. But yeah, Saints, they're pushing forward. They're seeing if they can make this their moment. Emran and Redix find 2 already. This is getting dangerous for Wisconsin.
Yeah, Squeak doing his best to stay alive here. He is dangerously low though, 40 HP, make that 0. There's the hack as well. Crime doing his best to stop this Dragman Primal Rage. He's gonna find the headshot, takes down that Winston. That is a massive pick. That's gonna turn the site, I was going to say back over. They still need just a pixel or 2 here, Red X. We've seen him do a lot of work on the Lucio. Got to try to find some good play now. Wisconsin, though, they do have control of the site. They are doing a decent job of zoning. It's going to come down to the Saints, though. When can we get 2 or 3 of these ultimates online and hit it with the kitchen sink?
Yeah, and even though Saints are doing so well with like their macro play and their dives, Wisconsin is just able to find these like picks all seemingly out of nowhere. Like whether it's the Kiriko just finding a quick headshot on the Tracer.
Oh, that's big.
But you know, as we say that, there it is. The
large.
macro play comes into work. Saints, they're able to work together. They find the picks. EMP comes out, but like at that point,
had to try.
Yeah, nothing you can do. Team kill looks like it is going to seal the first round here for the Saints. No one on the side of Wisconsin can touch.
I think I smell a Lucio riding on the wall somewhere off screen there, but either way, he was bound to fall in just a moment or two. But a pretty back and forth first game. This conference final, we were expecting a good matchup. I think these two teams did play a couple weeks back. I do believe the Saints either won 3-0 or 3-1. Either way, it was a decently competitive series as far as the games are concerned. We are going to see, I believe it's going to be Crime on that Tracer. Yeah, typically Crime, you know, he's going to be on this one. Just doing such a good job. Arjuk and Crime finding a couple kills apiece there. Just beautiful work from the DPS as usual.
Yeah, a really nice job there from the Saints. And, you know, I do think you got to give a shout out to Wisconsin. They were doing a great job.
That was close.
They were doing everything in their power to equalize, you know, go pick for pick. Yeah, even when someone was, like, out of position, they were like, I may die, but I'm getting my one before I go, right? And if they can keep that up and just throw in a little bit more coordination, especially with their engages, I think that was the big difference maker here in that first fight, was that Saints, they just had a lot cleaner engages. Like when Wisconsin was going for the engage, it was kind of off the back of like just, you know, finding that first pick kind of out of nowhere. Like, you know, Squeak happened to die, Kiriko finds a random headshot, stuff like that. But with Saints, their dives were decisive, they were clean, planned out. They knew exactly how they wanted to engage. They knew who they wanted to engage onto. And that's really what gave them difference in the long term there. Yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like the difference between getting like a spur of the moment pick when you're like, okay, we think we have a window to kill this guy, versus setting up like, we're going to 4-man jump on the Kiriko's head, try to get the cleanse cooldown burn. We're going to try our best to, you know, solo target one of these characters. And the Saints do a great job of that too. Almost always in a lot of these fights, you see the support or the DPS usually going down first. They know who to target in a lot of these fights. They know that. I mean, usually, to be fair, in most fights, if you take down Kiriko, your chances of winning just went substantially up in the charts. So that's going to be that one main target they're trying to focus on. But that being said, we are going to throw it to a very, very quick break in between maps. There should just be a minute or two. We'll catch you guys back in a sec, though. Saints up 1-0.
And welcome back to Map 2, NACE Conference Finals. The Saints did take that Map 1. I believe it was on Lee Jang Tower. That typical first map that we see. Kings Row going to be our setting for the second map, though. Wisconsin down that 1-0 spot. Trying to come back here, even things up in this best of 5.
Yeah, and right away we see a big difference coming out from those teams. Wisconsin, they're going to be going for a Winston dive comp with an Ana, probably trying to farm those nano boosts to really enable the Winston to get in there. Whereas St. Clair, they're going for a more classic brawl. But rather than running a Mei, which normally you'd expect to see, Emran's going to be on that Junkrat. I mean, that being said, though, we know how much of a comfort pick Junkrat is for Emran, right?
Yeah, we know how big of a rat Emran likes to be, especially in big moments. We have seen time after time how many good plays he's able to make with that hero. So now we're going to see the Saints trying to work on this top side. Redex, though, hey, listen, he plays that Battle Lucio as good as anybody in Collegiate, I would say, pretty much. So he's going to do his best to get on this back line. Getting a little bit too antsy there is going to fall to Mr. Rickles. Crime going to trade one back in his way. The Saints still holding on to this point. I mean, if you're Wisconsin right now, just try to get this point as early as possible. If you're St. Clair, the longer you delay this sucker, the better the second part of the map becomes.
Yeah, and Wisconsin, they did a good job of going onto that high ground and trying to control that upper angle, which is hard for Brawl to contest.
Oh, nice sticky bomb.
Oh, yeah, that's going to take him out. Wisconsin, they did kind of play to their win condition by setting up on that high ground, but unfortunately, you know, you'd never expect the Battle Lucio to just come in there and quickly take out your Ana like that, right? Like, that really throws a wrench in their plans, and they're going to be trying to do the same thing. We see Sockby and Dregman here, again, controlling that high ground, looking to set up a dive. The Ana is rotating into position as well. And Rukio is a little bit behind on Nano, you know, compared to these other support ults. Oh, but Crime goes low, too. See a bit of a split engage coming in here from Wisconsin. We'll see if they can make anything work from it. And Squeak did actually swap out the Ryan. He's going to be mirroring the Winston now. And looks like it's off to a great start.
They pop Kitsune and immediately three
Rickles,
can take it down. Rickles, oh no, unlucky. They use one of the most powerful ultimates in the entire game, and 3 of their own members fall, make it a 4-piece there. The Saints, that split push was actually working really well for Wisconsin. The Saints were kind of all over the place. They looked like they were kind of getting picked off slowly. All of a sudden, Kitsune Rush goes, Uno reverse card there, back the other way. Wisconsin, now they have to reset completely.
Yeah. However, they do finally have the thing they've been playing for. They have the Nano boost. So if Wisconsin can use this, there it is. Nano's coming out onto the Monkey. He's going to the back line, gets right on Arjun, who has to pop that Immortality field. But unfortunately, it looks like there's no follow-up. But do they need it? Emran is going to take out Deadeye. Oh, but yeah, the DPS, they're still alive. Wow. Crime doing such a good job on that high ground. Finds a third. You know, it was a great engage from Wisconsin. They were gone off the bat. They forced out that lamp early, but unfortunately, there wasn't quite follow-up after that lamp went down. And then Crime's up on the high ground. And, you know, how many times do we have to say it, right? Crime, high ground. Stuff dies.
GG no re. Yeah, especially on the Widowmaker on Circuit Royale and a couple of these other maps we've seen so good. That is a beautiful sleep though. The Riptire comes on the backside though. Now it's going to take down Bent Up Arjunk, trying to find this burst fire chip damage. Squeak's going primal though, does get hit with the anti-heal, but he does not care. He's got 2 supports in a very, very small room. He is whacking away at the back line here. He's displacing the entire Wisconsin team, doing his best to stay alive as long as possible, trying to find this kill onto the Ana. He's going to do it. And of course it's Crime finding the solo kills. Beautiful headshot midair. Crime is not done. He finds another kill. The frontline Cassidy proving to be more than University of Wisconsin can handle for the moment.
Yeah, when you're hitting little flicks like that, I mean,
Bentup has not used the Dragon Jet this game either.
Yeah, he's running out of time for a while. You know, we might have to get another Kitsune rush here from Sockby before Bentup uses these dragons. They really need to like just go in and find something here. They need to find a target. Get that engaged. Dragon's finally coming out.
There's everything.
And they are actually going to take out Emran and Arjun. Wow.
Hey. Listen, that was what they, like, that is exactly what they needed. Redex did pop the beat. That is going to be off cooldown now. Squeak, literally 1 HP. Actual 1 HP on the monk. So Squeak, you better get out of there, brother. You better get back to safety.
Is at their spawn.
Yeah, Redex. Arjun does have the window. Crime has Deadeye too. Beautiful shots from Crime, but he's got the back off here. He's got a lot of Wisconsin members barreling down on him. They did end up getting that capture point, so they're going to get to the actual push part of this map. However, they only have 2 minutes, 20 seconds to try, you know, get across a very tough map.
Yeah, Bent Up, you know, he held those dragons for a while, but once he used them, he got such great value out of them. Really just cracked that point open. And, you know, looks like he's not done. He found another pick. Arjun going down. Squeak is going really deep, but yeah, you know, Kiriko, that's where you get that.
So balanced.
Doesn't matter where Kiriko's in the map. She's going to TP right back to the Ana, throw that cleanse down, and guess what? You're not doing anything to that, right?
I still can't believe it's an ability that has like an 8-second cooldown or whatever. It's
a little busted. But now we have Crime. Oh, you're not getting out of this one, buddy.
Yeah. bit off a little more.
Wisconsin is doing a really good job of scouting right now. Like you see Crime, he's trying to go for these kind of cheeky plays, but they're not letting him get away with it. They're not letting him hide at all. Squeak again, gonna try and go deep, but yeah, just not gonna be able to quite find that kill. And on the other side, Dragman is gonna be popping his primal. It's gonna take out Emran, who did swap to the Bastion actually. Yeah. So, you know, both teams are kind of trying to swap things up a bit, seeing what kind of value they can find.
Ulti.
Yeah, and right now Wisconsin is actually doing a great job. Like this cart has not been stalled much at all. Squeak is gonna find a pick, and that might be the opening St. Clair needs to stabilize.
Yeah, there's a Kitsune rush now gonna go online for them as well. Squeak gonna do his best to work from the top side here, but it looks like Dragman is gonna find the kill onto Arjunk. That is a Wisconsin too. We see a lot of teams when they get this progress, they like to play near the cart. Wisconsin went and took that space. They forced the Saints onto the back foot, and now they're finding huge rewards from it. They're actually probably gonna get this time bonus. Looks like only Red X here to maybe try to stall things out, but he knows he is a moment away from falling. He's gonna back off there, and Wisconsin, they hit that W key, they don't stop, and now they have an entire 2 minutes, but this is arguably the hardest stretch in the game.
And one thing you have to consider for St. Clair is running that Bastion. Bastion tends to get kind of abused by Ana with those sleeps and those nades, and St. Clair without having a Kiriko to cleanse that, that's something they need to be wary of. Like we've seen Emran go in a couple times and he's just getting really bullied by those abilities. And same with Squeak as well. Squeak going deep again, not quite able to find any value in the Dragons. Oh, they took Squeak so low and Rickles is there with the finish. Now Emran is gonna be popping that Bastion. I'll see if he can find anything, but well, he might not find anything. Crime actually is able to find a pick, you know, never one to disappoint, but he does get taken out here. Wisconsin, they're doing such a great job. It looks like they can't be stopped.
I mean, the cart has not stopped moving. The rocket does not stop right now. Red X trying to find as much damage as he can, trying to find the boop. That is a low Kiriko. They are going to find that finishing kill. That is massive for the Saints. Red X does have the beat in the back pocket. They can work their way toward these ultimates. Getting that stop was absolutely huge. They're going to have a lot of work to do regardless how this round ends out. Wisconsin, though, a little bit more time to get maybe one more round of ultimates. You have the Nano. You're going to have everything else. Crime on the Widowmaker, immediately finding heads. That's what we know him and love him for. And I mean, not a moment too soon. They had to dig their heels, and Wisconsin was on a roll.
Yeah, and he actually found the perfect target. Finding a Winston with the Widowmaker, very rare, but in this case, with that Nano on the side of Wisconsin, that's exactly what they needed. And Emran, he's going to just be pushing forward, laying down laying down all that suppressive fire. Squeak is playing kind of in a position to get behind him, but he is able to jump out. But yeah, Wisconsin, they have the Kiriko ult, they have the Nano. This is going to be a really good chance for them to push. Red X has the barrier, so we'll see if he can counter it.
Yeah. Oh, there's a Kitsune rush. Now that's going to get popped. Arjunk is going to pop that Nano as well. Squeak going to find a lot of damage. That is a nice solo kill into Rukio. Emran's going to find the kill under Rickles. The Saints right now are finding these frags. Crime's good for another one with the Widowmaker. This Winston shield sure to fall at just a moment's notice. Squeak finds one. Emran rounds things out. Basically a team kill. Just a couple of seconds off the timing. That is a nice little Bastion ult in the spawn too to zone off these members of University of Wisconsin. 8 seconds left to get back on point, but they do have the primal to jump on there.
Yeah, unfortunately for Wisconsin, using both those support ults didn't even force the beat. So now Red X can use the beat.
Primal,
and there's so much sustain here for the side of St. Clair. Dragman is going to have to work miracles if he wants to find anything here. And yeah,
Sojourn can't save you now.
Really? Yeah.
That might have worked 2 months ago.
Yeah, Sojourn not quite at the same power. And Wisconsin, they are going to be held here at 2 points and 46 meters. But really what that came down to was that fight where they used both support ults. Yeah. But in their eagerness to push forward and get value with those, like using those support ults offensively, they kind of just forgot that there's a backline. Yeah. So Squeak just came in, he blocked the sleep with his shield, and at that point, Ana's a sitting duck.
Yeah, and Squeak has been one of those tanks, like him playing the ball and playing what tank did he just play? Good lord.
Winston?
Winston, yeah, I don't know how I forgot immediately. Playing Winston.
The monkey.
Yeah, the monk. Playing Winston and ball like Squeak, he usually dedicates the entire game to getting on the backline. So that's something, if you're University of Wisconsin, maybe you try to key on, especially as the rest of this series goes on, because yeah, whether it's the ball, he plays a ton of ball, a ton of Winston, probably 2 of his most played heroes. All those two heroes want to do is get on the backline, like you said, beat up the Ana, try to find any damage onto that Hanzo, try to displace those members. Saints gonna open up with the Pharah, it looks like. Continuing with the Ana. Crime obviously has to be on the Widowmaker to try to find this first kill. University of Wisconsin going to answer. Hanzo, Ball, and the rest 3 are going to stay the same.
Yeah, I think we're going to see that set play that we've seen St. Clair go for a few times here on St. Clair.
A dozen times.
Where, you know, they go for that boop, see if they can get the quick headshot after it. I don't think we've seen it work yet. But this might be the one. This might be the one.
I will say too, for Wisconsin, that last round was big because they got the capture when it was in overtime. Basically,
they went from almost being full held to almost full capping. Yeah. So a really nice reversal from them.
Ooh,
there it is.
Crime.
Yeah, not quite gonna find anyone.
Yeah, always got to take a peek just in case.
Yeah, of course. But now we do see Red X on Brig, actually. So it looks like they're going to be really playing to deny this ball cop from Wisconsin. You know, you got the whip shot, the bash, just really push him away. And it's actually going to be Emran on the Cassidy. This is a bit of a rare pick for him.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see if he can make it work. But right away, oh, Wisconsin, they're not going to have any of that. The quick dive comes in, and yeah, they're going to clean up St. Clair. St. Clair losing 2 already. You think they're going to push out, but no, Squeak and Crime, they're going to take it upon themselves to keep on pushing, and Squeak was able to find Bent Up. Crime looking like he maybe wants to try and find another pick here, but oh, he might be able to do it, actually.
Oh, Tracer v Tracer. He's getting beat up a little bit, though. And Crime, I was going to say, for some reason, he seems to get behind the enemy team. He already has the pulse bomb, so he might be able to set up some kind of fantastic play. Emerin now getting chipped down by that ball, trying to land those rockets down, trying to shell this on out of the window. He's going to find a little bit of damage, but he's getting taken out of the sky. That is one of those traditional fire counters, is that Cassidy. And Arjunk's getting taken down for his trouble, too. Wisconsin, beautiful job right now to hold this start.
Yeah, and we've actually seen so many swaps coming out here from both sides. Like, Bent Up, as soon as he got taken out on that Hanzo, he immediately swapped to the cast, you know, just immediately responding to that Farrah pick coming out from Saints. And, like, right away, he comes back in the fight and works wonders immediately, right? So, again, Emran's being taken so low. They are not letting him peak. They know how much of a carry this guy can be, and they do not want any part of letting that happen. Oh,
great cleanse.
Yeah, Sockby was on the ball right there, coming in at the final hour to save him. But we'll see if it matters. Crime is going to take out Rickles, and Redix is going to take out Bent Up. Looks like Saints, they do have an opening here, but can Wisconsin find a way to equalize?
Yeah, Squeak doing a great job to kind of get this backline, isolate this ball on point, so either they have to give up the tick or they have to get taken down in the 1v3. He's going to try to take down this Ana. He is going to get put to bed for just a few seconds there. Arjunk trying to lay down this healing for the rest of the squad. Emerin trying to make it rain from the skies now. He finds a lot of damage. The Kitsune rush to try to stall out, though, and down goes Sockby immediately. So that Kitsune rush, once again, going to go to the wayside, and the Saints are going to clean house. None of those ultimates are going to get to be put in play. Saints are going to find this capture. They're going to find a nice little time advantage, you know, assuming they can take this ball out in a timely manner, which it looks like Red X will do just that.
Yeah, as soon as the rest of Saints were able to pressure out Bent Up and, you know, take away his lines of sight on the Farah, Emran just started doing Emran things, raining down his rockets from above. You know, even though the point was covered in those mines there from Dregman, it didn't even matter because Emran was still so free up there in the air. And there it is, Bent Up, doing a great job of marking him. But unfortunately, the cart is still going to be moving here. Like an early pick like this, while it's good, it's better if Wisconsin take this opportunity as a chance to set up. Crime, he's going to be moving point.
We see this so often. This is the thing I was going to say. I was just about to say to the Saints, if you've watched any of their film, they love to put one person on the cart and send 4 to the front line, try to keep Wisconsin in the spawn, try to even trade out these 1-for-1s, because as long as that cart is moving, the Saints are making progress, especially because they have this time advantage. The Deadeye is going to get nothing, though. A couple anti-heals, actually a massive anti on 3 Wisconsin members. The Primal, the Pulse Bomb. Squeak is going crazy, though. Finds a couple. He is going to get put to sleep, though. He's going to try to get up here and find this play. Arjunk going to be in that Kitsune rush. Squeak still working that back line. 4 kills for Squeak to take down Wisconsin. That's going to buy the Saints a whole lot of progress on this cart.
Yeah, Red X and Arjunk doing such a great job of enabling Squeak to pretty much just do whatever the hell he wanted there, right? He's having the time of his life just up there in the back line, using that Primal.
You can tell he's having the time of his life, but he's having a blast.
Oh yeah, but unfortunately for Saints now, they're they did use a lot of ults. They don't really have anything coming up here. Whereas Wisconsin, they're getting pretty close to that nano. So if Wisconsin can build up that nano, we'll see if they can make a move here. Bent Up is going to take out Emran. He's been doing a great job of marking Emran.
Yeah, he was playing really good on the Hanzo too. He was finding a lot of these solo picks, but this guy's pretty good at finding picks too. Crime finding it at 1v3, has the pulse bomb though. He's going to send that thing out. Not going to find any kills. Maybe burn the cleanse though. So much. Crime has just been such a good, consistent damage source, especially on this Tracer. Winston Shield trying to delay this push. The Saints ever so close to getting that time bonus. Squeak firing off those right clicks. Gonna try to maybe work his way to the back line here. Linking up with Red X here. Trying to maybe get these ultimates online. The Nano did get burned from Wisconsin. Primal is on the back order. St. Clair getting dangerously close to a couple of theirs as well.
Yeah, Wisconsin used the Nano onto the Cassidy actually. And you can't help but wonder if that was a bit of a misplay because now it kind of takes away from your Winston's value.
Good Deadeye.
And yeah, Emran is able to use the Deadeye to force Dregman back, but right away the rest of Wisconsin is there to kind of equalize. And once again, we're in a 3v3 scenario, but Squeak with the Nano, yeah, this is how you do it. The Nano on the Monkey just enables you to go forward. So much damage coming out. Backline getting forced all the way back. And it just makes Rickles alive on Carp, but looks like he's not going to be long for there. Yeah, he's just blinking out as quick as possible.
Yeah, now Squeak going to do up to his usual tactic to get on this backline. And for the Saints, you don't need this full capture. You only need about 75% there. So as long as they can win 1 or 2 team fights, coordinate a consistent push on this cart, Squeak having that primal definitely going to help out just a little bit here. Ethan getting this 1v1 Winston war with Dregman. He is going to back off for the time being, though. Going to leave that duel up. Saints still pushing on this cart. Wisconsin, a lot of check marks over there, though. They are getting ready for a fight, but Bentup's taken down before he can pop anything. The Kitsune goes live, but they're all going to the grave. Only Arjun gets taken down in response. Squeak with the primal. That is a team kill over on Wisconsin. And besides Bentup maybe having a Hail Mary Deadeye, which will not be enough, it was an absolute disaster for Wisconsin in the end, and the Saints take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, such great target marking there from Saints. Like, you know, Bentup has been doing so much consistent damage, finding consistent picks here.
He was the one that was basically starting every fight for them.
Yeah, and so, you know, they marked him, they immediately jumped him, they took him out so fast, he didn't have the chance to use that Deadeye, which could have been a big difference maker in that fight, right? Like, using Deadeye in order to, like, disable Kitsune Rush by just forcing everyone out of its bounds, it's a pretty good play, but, you know, if your cast goes down early like that, there's not much you can do, and, you know, at that point, it was just Hail Mary efforts being thrown in from Wisconsin.
I will say, I forgot how busted Primal and Kitsune was. Watching how fast Squeak was swinging, it's like,
Fists of Fury.
It's like a Mack truck coming at you full speed down the highway, just swinging hands left and right. And Squeak, I mean, once again, the story of Game 2, yes, the rest of the team played phenomenal, but Squeak has honestly been like that catalyst to get these fights started, because Wisconsin did a great job of zoning the Saints off, controlling a lot of the space. Crime would find a lot of consistent damage, but it was always Squeak, whether it was a primal, backline with the ball, just dispersing those members, like you said. I mean, I think it was 3 or 4 times they basically nullified the Kitsune Rush by killing Kiriko right away or bumping everybody out of the range, and by that time they have to get replaced. There's not really a good way to start that fight again, so just a fantastic job to basically shut down the ultis and play a great fight at the end there.
For sure, yeah, and that's something it seems like that Wisconsin, if you know, going to this this last map, if they're going to be sticking with that Kiriko, you really got to figure out a way to get more effectiveness from those Kitsune Rushes, right? Because it's such a powerful ult. Yeah, reduces your cooldowns, increases your attack speed, increases your movement speed. Like, it has so much utility, but the thing is, you can't use that utility if your team's dead or being forced away. So you really got to maybe, you know, force out some cooldowns from Saints more, find some more opportune times to use it, and if they can maximize their actual like uptime with that Kitsune Rush.
It's a couple plays here and there that are like kind of
for sure, yeah, and like you see it, like once these fights start, they're doing a good job of trading out and like kind of staying even. But it's, you know, it comes down to everything in between those fights, how they're setting up these fights, and what happens in the downtime, right? That's where St. Clair has just seemed to be a step ahead so far.
Yeah, just a little more polished so far in the game plan. But speaking of being between games here, we're going to give Wisconsin potentially one more chance here. Saints are holding on to this 2-0 lead. We'll take a very, very short break. We will come back with our potential decider, Game 3 for the conference final. And we are back. Game 3 of the NACE Conference Finals. St. Clair College clinging to a 2-0 lead over the University of Wisconsin Stout. Right now, Wisconsin Stout, they've played a fantastic first 2 games. Unfortunately, a couple small things here and there being the difference between winning and losing. The Saints now, we've been seeing a lot of varied comps today, which shows you what we talked about earlier. Overwatch in a nice state. We've seen a lot of flexibility amongst both of these teams. Gonna see the Diva for Squeak. It's been a while since I've seen Diva.
Yeah, and Wisconsin, their map pick here of Dorado is gonna be interesting because this is a map where, you know, dive comps are definitely really strong, but also fair is really strong. So we'll see if, you know, Saints decide to take advantage of that fact and play that fair that Emran is so good on. But right now we actually see Emran on the Ash, you know, that hit scan pick.
Oh yeah?
Not typically
too much Ash.
Oh, right away though, Squeak. He
so
finds.
Diva's still good.
Yeah, Flat got taken out really low there, and Squeak just jumped in immediately to finish it off. And Crime,
Wake up.
of course, he's always there to finish things up. 2 quick picks, and you know, Wisconsin, they just kind of seem to slip up a little bit there, like letting your echo get that low when you barely even left the spawn room, right? That's not something that's going to be ideal for them, but we'll see if they can, you know, find any value here. And with the Diva, it's going to be a bit hard for them to play that Echo because, you know, Echo's huge value just like those sticky mines and stuff, right? And if Squeak is on the ball, he's going to be able to eat all those. And yeah, right away we see him using those Diva boosters to just deny the Winston. And yeah, Wisconsin, they're going to be relying so heavily on this Winston that if he gets taken out, you just have to retreat back to spawn immediately.
And Arjun just healing Squeak on these rooftops, that's going to be such a tricky thing because, yeah, Echo flies, Diva flies and has triple the health pool that Echo has. So you're going to have a slight advantage in the sky, and you have that right click as well. You don't see 0 damage from the rockets, so Squeak gonna take a little wave to him as well, but playing this Diva on the top side and playing that Tracer and that Ash on the bottom side there could get a lot of damage. We are gonna see that backline ball though. Dragman trying to do his best in his place, but Squeak, he has decided he does not want Echo to play the game. Flak doing his best to stay alive here. He is gonna end up surviving. Actually, it is Flak in for bent up too, so they did make a switch this game as well.
Yeah, Squeak got a little bit greedy there trying to chase Flak to the spawn room, and he did end up getting taken out for it. And it looks like Rickles is gonna try and chase down Crime here. Oh, the Tracer duel. He was able to get the health pack.
Oh, 2! Wow.
It says something about Crime that, you know, even in a situation like that where he's on the run, he's still able to very nearly win that matchup, right?
1 bullet.
Yeah. Ooh. But now Arjun's coming back. He's going to have that nano, and Squeak is going to be swapping to the ball, trying to mirror here. You know, Dragman's going in, but, you know, you're going to have to catch Ash without her cooldowns if you want to do really any lasting damage there.
We're going to see Squeak once again trying to maneuver his way to this backline. Going to slam down there, try to find some damage immediately, though. Going to be slapped by Rukio, but the kill is going to go their way. Crime's going to be good for one. The Kitsune Rush is getting popped as well. But once again, the Saints are going to try to shut things down. We're going to see what they shot. I don't know what the Kitsune Rush shot. That was the big win, but still think they're playing Kiriko for some reason. Squeak and Crime, though, cleaning up the rest of the crew here. Wisconsin had a great push, got 4.5 meters away, but now they are running back to the spawn.
Yeah, and the rally getting shut down like that. That's
I was so used to Kiriko, I just assumed it was her yelling in my ears.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's Kiriko.
That's a really big loss there for Wisconsin. Rally is such a strong ult, and for you to just lose it in the middle, it's a rough fight for them. But now Wisconsin, they were able to save their nano as well as their copy. Copy such a strong ult. Emran's actually going to be using Bob really early here, and it's just going to get slept. Not really going to do much of anything, and yeah, Wisconsin, they're just going to kind of walk away from it, go down. Oh, but while they're rotating, Dragman goes in. He's really early. We'll see if Wisconsin are able to follow up on that.
There's the Replicator going to get popped. Flak on the Ash, going to try to find some damage. Is going to get turned right back into himself, though. Rukio does fall to Crime in the process. Squeak and Dragman trading out one apiece there. Dragman trying to fly over the skies here. He is getting tagged down from many directions, though. Finds a couple shots over on Crime, but Crime is not an easy person to track down. However, he is giving chase to Dragman, says, I got something for you too. You're not getting away from me. Takes him down. Wisconsin still getting stonewalled at that 3-meter mark. Now Emran over on the Widowmaker, so curious what these Saints are going to start to do. 15 seconds left. I mean, there might be one more good fight for Wisconsin. And check the ultimates. They've got the pulse bomb.
Yeah, and you know, that's really rough for Wisconsin because that fight there is probably their best chance.
Close.
He had the 3 ults going into it, and unfortunately the coordination just kind of made it fall apart. And now St. Clair, Pulse Bomb comes out from Crime, isn't quite going to find anything. Both Tracers throwing one out, but Emran and Crime, they're able to find the picks in the neutral. They don't need ults. They're able to just out-aim.
Crime.
Flak is able to take out Argent, but it's just not quite enough. St. Clair with a full hold on Dorado.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the first 2 games were hyper-competitive. If you're University of Wisconsin, that one's going to feel just a little bit worse. You felt like you were very competitive. You felt like you had a great chance, but now the Saints, they need merely 82 meters on the dot to take this game, take the series in the process. So right now, Wisconsin, you better play flawless, and I'll tell you why this is going to be tricky, because the Saints do this 1-4 front. Squeak is going to go to the back line. They're going to have to pay attention to him, or he's going to kill half the team. And if they don't, the Saints are going to roll up on that cart and creep this thing toward that 82 meters mark, as we've seen them do time and time again.
Yeah, Mr. Rickles is definitely going to need to be on the ball in order to like kind of mark those backline pressures in Squeak and Crime, assuming Crime plays the Tracer, of course, which he's been doing so great on. You know, it's going to be like, if you don't protect your backline, if you don't make sure you're aware of what's happening there, you're going to be in for a rough time. And yeah, St. Clair, they're going to be running like this dive comp.
Yeah, having some fun.
A little bit.
When Ardrick's on Moira, I know they're having a little more fun than they would be leading on. But listen, they're still very, very viable heroes, and they're still, you know,
and the thing is,
GM players piloting them. So
and the other thing you got to remember is that even though they're playing different heroes, they function in pretty much the same way. Like Doomfist, you can do pretty much the same things that you do with Ball. It's different ability, sure, but in terms of like the way you move around the map, in terms of the way you look for picks, it's very similar. Same with like the Genji compared to the Tracer, right? You're going around these far angles looking for the picks and stuff.
Boring.
He is going to swap now, and we'll actually have to see how this works, because these, you know, you have the Tracer and you have the Doom, but then you have the Cassidy, and right away, Flack doing a great job of using those sticky mines to just pressure him out, get him low, and Emran taken out already.
I was going to say, the idea I guess I had is maybe they send Arjunk and Squeak to the backline. Arjunk can kind of be like, I guess, that pocket Moira to the Doomfist, because you can kind of keep up with him jumping around with that Shrouded Step and everything like that. So maybe it's a combo that will work. Squeak does find that solo kill under Rickles. Dragman and Flack, though, giving back kills of their own against these Saints. The Saints, 11.5 meters, nothing to really speak of at this moment. Emran now going to be over on the Reaper, so he's cycling through the entire hero roster here, trying to find what he likes. But the thing with Wisconsin, too, is while you have to win fights and control space, the Saints don't even need to win a fight to push this cart 82 meters.
Yeah, Emran, it looks like he's just really focusing on playing the cart and making sure he can kind of deny these kind of dives. And we see that happening there, right? Like, Dragman goes in, he gets chunked down, can't really find a picks. But Rukio is able to take out Squeak. Squeak went in, didn't quite have the support he needed because of Dragman being there on that back line, which meant he gets taken out. And again, these teams are kind of at a stalemate here.
Like I said, though, the Saints, right? It's been a minute-ish. They're 40 minutes there, 40 meters there. They're halfway there, and they haven't really had to do anything. All they have to do is just do slightly more than Wisconsin for that 40 meters. They're going to find themselves in the winner's circle. Emran finds that first kill onto Rickle. Squeak now has a sight set on Flack, trying to take him down from the skies. Going to give chase with that ball. Going to beat him on the other side of the wall. Going to find some slam damage. He is amongst the entire Wisconsin team, as we usually see Squeak in his element on this back line, trying to distract all these Wisconsin members. Sockby is going to have the rally. Rickles does have that pulse bomb, and Dragman just went primal, so they burned a lot of cooldowns here. Now it's going to be if they can win this fight.
Yeah, Emran going low, but the Death Blossom comes in. He dives right in, finds two, make it 3. That Kitsune Rush just there to steal the deal, and yeah, Flack, it's going to be a bit of a sad ending there for Wisconsin as the team kill comes through. St. Clair looking like they're in complete control.
Yeah, not with a bang, but with a whimper. Maybe they'll get one more half-touch. Copium, they do actually get the touch. Archunk, though, DPS Moira, I'll take you down, Rickles. Sockbeat falls as well. We are mere moments away. The Saints are about to clinch this conference final. Down goes Winston. Up go the Saints. Conference final champions of NACE Starleague. 3-0 fashion. Games 1 and 2 do not tell the whole story of this series. 3-0, it was a lot closer. That map 3, though, they were really in final form. They absolutely took full control. Wisconsin did not have the answer, and Crime once again hogging play of the game.
Yeah, Crime doing such a great job on this Tracer. You know, it's like we talked about.
It's like no one sees him, even though, like, I don't get it. He has like 900 uncontested shots before someone actually looks at him.
Yeah, and well, you know, Crime is able to do so much just because he has such a great team around him to work with, right? Like, you know, when you have Squeak going just everywhere on the map, whether it's the ball or the Winston, you have Emran doing his Emran things. Like, Crime has so much freedom, and he knows exactly how to make the most of it, right? Like, he's finding everyone who's distracted, and while they're distracted, it's a lot easier to hit a target who's just kind of lost in the sauce as opposed to someone who's actually trying to take the straight 1v1. Yeah. And he's does such a great job taking advantage of that. The backline really never free to just stay safe and, you know, focus on healing. So Saints just, it's like we talked about in those early maps, right? Like, even if these guys are kind of close in terms of like the mechanical skill level, the coordination
You
from
can see
Saints is
it.
just on another level.
Yeah, and that's the thing too with a best of 3 or a best of 5 series. The more games you go, the more that strategy is going to start to play out onto the field. Because it's right, like I said earlier, you can find these nice windows to find picks, and you can make spur of the moment plays just from being instinctual and very good at the game. But to go into a best of 5 series on different maps, different approaches, a lot of different hero picks, you have to have that consistent teamwork. And the Saints right now, I mean, they've had that same starting 5. Grave has played in and out. He's played really well too, but they've had basically that same starting 5 the entire semester and last. They've been basically only getting better. They had a great semester last semester, finished I think top 4 or top 8 at collegiate the homecoming Overwatch. They've had a great semester. They damn near gone undefeated the whole semester across every single league. They have been stomping Activision Blizzard. They've been stomping the NACE Starleague. They're going to continue to put their best foot forward, though. They have a lot more important Overwatch to play. But that is going to wrap us all for today. The Rocket League team earlier picked up that NACE Conference Championship. Overwatch 2 said, yeah, we'll have some of that cake, too. We're going to eat that as well. So me, I guess, Joe but Apostle, shout out to people in the back. We got Amanda, we got Ryan, we have Alex. I think I'm missing one more person. I think that's everybody. That's Clair. Yeah, Ryan just gave me the Clair. That is everybody back there. I'm not going to miss any names. So with that being said, take care. Enjoy your Saturday. Congrats to both our teams. Have a good one.
See you, everyone.